What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comic. We do live auctions, live claim sales. I rock with Tooth and Claw, hit animated television series. Scotty Young joint, blowing up fast. X23. So this is dope, man. All right, so this is beautiful. Let go. God damn it. Yo, my bad. Yeah, okay. So this is Reno Noir, 6th Element of Hip Hop. We are starting off, and I got a chameleon trying to shit on my microphone. So yeah.
Well, that'd be a heck of a show. That'd be a heck of a show, my man, if the chameleon did
Now
that.
You know what? Oh,
Wait,
man.
listen, you gotta stop treating him bad.
What? What did
You
you
gotta stop treating him bad, man.
treating him
That's all it is.
bad?
Yeah, he's
This
getting
guy
revenge.
fucking- The royal carpet. What are you talking about treating bad?
Bro,
Why would you say
listen.
that? Why would you say that? I don't treat
First
him
of all,
he's a happy boy.
okay.
Yeah, he was just
All
up
right.
there getting ready to take a dump on the microphone.
Yeah, I mean that's telling you something.
No.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you what though. You know what he actually did? And this is crazy.
What?
I seen him, getting his body all in a weird position. And I'm like, you about to take a shit, ain't you? Like I could just tell the way he was formulating his position and shit, like moving his body. And he started it, but then he sucked it back up.
Are you serious?
He started to drop it out, and then he sucked it back up. Because I guess he knew, he wasn't supposed to do that right there. I appreciate you, sir, but that was a little too close for comfort. You should have seen me. I grabbed the ashtray and shit. I was getting ready to catch it. I treat him like royalty, man. He's got the best. He's got a beautiful enclosure. Look at this. He's got the whole thing. He's got a working waterfall. Like it's a whole. He's got the beautiful thing right here. We got the beautiful lamp and heat. He's happy. He eats many crickets. Many crickets a day. He's very full. Very, very hearty guy. He's happy. But anyway,
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
What?
It's something you're doing wrong, man. It's something
Why?
you're doing wrong.
Why do you say that?
Because I mean, listen, for a lizard to do something like that,
Do
it's
something
just
like
something
what?
you're doing. Take a dump on the mic. It's just something you're
To him,
doing
it's a
wrong.
branch. He doesn't know it's a microphone. You're
Oh, he
reading too
knows
in.
it's a microphone.
He doesn't know it's a mic.
No, sir.
To him, it's a branch. It's a stick. He doesn't know. He's not.
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't.
Keep
being-
thinking that.
All right.
Keep thinking that. Keep thinking
All
that.
right.
I'm just saying, right? Just that's all I'm saying. He know what he's doing. It's something you're doing wrong to him. I don't know what it is. Maybe you don't let him stay on him. Maybe he get mad when you try to take him off the mic, and he's like, "Yo, I can get on the mic too."
It's possible, but look at him now. He's just looking at me like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a dump on that mic. Let me out there again. Take a dump on that mic." He want to shit on the microphone. He was now. I was recently playing the Fugees, and so he probably heard Lauryn Hill say she was gonna defecate on the microphone.
And maybe he said, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna literally."
I'm Nina
defecate.
Simone defecating on your microphone. But that was a crazy intro, y'all. So for those who just left the room because they didn't know what the hell was going on, we apologize. But thank you for those who was chilling. Salute Diamond Onyx in the building. Big Country, what's good? Salute, salute. Everybody that's chilling, we thank you and we appreciate you. And yes, this is Sixth Element of Hip Hop. I am your host, Reno Noir, and this is my co-host, Stu Dog. And we are going to chop it up today. We have we all excited about this Friday or Thursday if you're gonna catch the sneak joint. But Spider-Man, we all No Way Home. You know, that it's probably gonna be the biggest movie, biggest MCU, biggest Marvel movie of all time. I think it's gonna outsell Endgame and Infinity War and all of that. What do you think? That's the word.
It's gonna come close, but I don't think it's gonna do it.
No,
those are some big shoes to fill, man. Endgame,
yeah.
Infinity War. That's
The hype around this movie is insane. Look, if we actually do get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, if they're in this movie, like, the hype is suggesting, no question. No question, it's gonna destroy the box office. No question, it's gonna beat every Marvel movie so far. It'll probably be one of the biggest selling movies of all time. Now, if they don't show, if Tobey and Andrew are not in it, and they let the hype build, and they let people suggest, and they never shot that down, I think people are gonna be pissed, and it's gonna backfire, and it's gonna go very bad for them. Yo, shout out to the motherland, the great mother Russia. I'm assuming that's Russian. Forgive me. Check.
That is. We're fine. We're fine, comrade. How are you?
Good, comrade. Yes, comrade.
Yeah. See, look, I'm hyped for the movie. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see No Way Home. I do know that this movie is gonna lead to a lot of. It's like the doorway to other things that are happening in the MCU TV shows, and also the movies coming up.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see where this movie goes and where it takes us. I mean, like I said, the only thing I hate about the movies is everybody has to find out the superhero's identity. Hollywood's got to come up with a new script. You gotta come up with a new idea. I mean,
well, that's the reason for this movie. This movie is to erase the fact that everyone learned Peter's identity, right? That's why Doctor Strange is doing the whole multiverse thing, trying to reverse time. And, Peter asks him, can we set it where before anybody knew who I was? And then things go awry. Obviously, stuff ensues and action happens. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. They're trying to, reverse that slip of the tongue or whatever, whatever you call it. But this is the last trailer that they did. Let's watch this trailer real quick. This is the final trailer before the movie. All right. But yes,
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen this trailer. So
read leaked plot. It says Peter will be alone. Now, there's a lot of leaks. There's a lot of suggestions. There's a lot of hype, but we know that Doc Ock. We know that Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx's Electro. We know that Green Goblin are all going to be in this movie. These are characters.
William Dafoe, everybody. Yeah.
Right. So, and then there's a few scenes in the trailer, which, if you were clever enough to spot, like Doc Ock slams Spider against the wall, and he takes the mask off, and he says, "You're not Peter Parker." Now, in the trailer, that's Tom Holland. We see Tom Holland, but he says, "You're not Peter Parker," and Peter's like, "What are you talking about?" Well, that's because what? Because Doc Ock knows Tobey Maguire's face. So when he sees Tom Holland, he's like, "Who are you?"
Right. It's a different Peter Parker.
Right. But there are some scenes, like this guy's pointing out here. What do you think about a moment when Lizard was punched by an invisible man? There's a scene in the trailer where it shows the big villains coming at Spider-Man, and he's coming at them. Now, it doesn't even look. It's just Spider-Man by himself, Tom Holland Spider-Man, running towards a huge Sandman, right? The Lizard, Doc Ock, the Goblin. They're all coming at him, and just little old Spider-Man. He's going towards them. I don't think he would just run at those 5 dudes like that unless he had a couple people at his side, like Andrew Garfield and and Tobey Maguire. In the scene, he's coming towards them, and Lizard's coming at them, and then you see the Lizard just go whack. Something hits him, and he goes back like that, but nothing's there.
It could be Miles Morales. You know he can turn invisible.
Well, no. What we're talking about is Marvel doing what they always do in the trailer, and they use CGI to their advantage. They can take shit out, they can change who's there, they can make it look like it's this guy, but in the movie it ends up being that guy, right? And they've done that in trailers. That's what they've done in the past. They've literally replaced characters to fool the audience, just so that they didn't give away the big surprises and stuff like that.
Right.
So in this case, we're probably looking at a situation where they, removed one of the Spider-Men, be it Miles Morales, be it Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, hitting Lizard. They just took him out.
Now, do you
Can
think
you
this
say
was
what
set up?
time will be a new trailer, please? Say at what time will be a new trailer. Yo, shout out to Diamond Onyx again. But no, let's run this trailer and see what y'all see. This is the final trailer. Here we go.
Truth is, I accidentally brought those dangerous people here.
You started getting some visitors.
The world, if you're watching, wish me luck.
From every universe.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man could really use some.
You're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate.
Watch the Lizard react to a punch, and it's there.
Ever since I got bit by that spider,
If
I
that's
only had 1 week
I think it's at the end.
where my life has felt normal.
Spider-Man is all but invincible. But Parker, we can destroy him.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone. But together we can. You are not alone.
Peter,
Not alone, he says.
you're struggling. Have everything you want. While the world tries to make you choose.
The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. I want to help.
Remember, kid, with great power comes great responsibility.
Don't do this.
We have to try.
There has to be another way!
There isn't.
Very Inception-like.
Peter, it's time to get up. Peter, open the door!
Do not open that door.
Boom. We got some Venom action in there. But that was not the trailer with the Lizard scene. Lizard scene is in the previous trailer to that. But yeah, go watch that trailer at some point. You'll see Lizard when they're all coming towards Spidey, and Lizard just does a real obvious, like, he's getting hit. There's no question. But Marvel has etched out, computerized, removed that, whoever that was in the CGI, which they do that. But yeah, man, that is hype, man. I mean, look, I think it's gonna be the best of the new Spider-Man movies. I am 100% an Andrew Garfield team. Andrew, as far as the Spideys, not team Toby. I don't like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. You can hate me, you could yell at me, you could blah blah blah. I don't like it. I don't like Tobey Maguire.
Multiverse
Movies
Comics.
were great.
Mhm.
Big shout out to Multiverse Comics
Yeah,
Parade.
Multiverse Comics. What up? What up?
That's the homie right there, one of the madmen of comics now, on Instagram. But yeah, bro, like it's Andrew Garfield was 100% closer to the comic Peter Parker. Like he definitely played it more the way you would, the way he is in the comics, the way he is in the cartoons, the way he is in the video games. And if you even look at the new video game, the PS5 game, the PS4 5, the Spider-Man game, it's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man all day long. That charisma, the way people love Tobey Maguire because they were kids and they grew up on the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. You and I were grown-ups for all of them. So we don't have that sort of nostalgic connection to the
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. But who's your favorite, Peter?
I have to say Tom Holland, bro. I
He kills
liked
it.
Andrew.
He
I
kills it.
liked Andrew Garfield. I really
Yeah.
did. But that's based on Ultimate Spider-Man. So I mean, I can't say the only one I like Tobey Maguire at first, and then that third movie I was just turned off. After
Yeah.
the third movie, I was like, all right, man. But
Yeah, I feel
this,
the same way. The first movie, it was I was kind of like,
it's
oh,
good.
cool, this is good. But definitely towards the third one was just horrible.
Yeah.
And
But my favorite, Tom Holland's is my hands down my favorite so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, but out of the Tobey and Andrew debate, it's Andrew 100%. But Tom Holland has taken it a step further, and he's even more accurate to the comics and the video games and whatever. So, out of the three, I'm definitely giving it to Holland, man. He's definitely captured that young Peter Parker, but not childish, but not a grown-ass dude either. You know what I mean? Because Spider-Man was always a young guy. I mean, he started out, he was a high school kid, and then he goes to college, but he's always been a young dude.
Yeah, I think he was 15. He was 15 when he got bit by a spider. So
was he?
He's been Spider.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was
thought
like
was
15.
senior. I thought he was a senior, but he definitely was.
It depends on what comic you're reading. Because remember, you got Ultimate Spider-Man, you got Amazing. Yeah, and then
Amazing
you got
Fantasy 15 is the first appearance of Spider-Man. That's how he, first becomes Spider-Man. That's the one you got to go by if you're talking about right when he first was bit by the spider. Because he's been bit a bunch of times, like you said. There's an Ultimate, there's an Amazing, there's a Spectacular, there's a Web of, there's all these different titles that Spider-Man has been, been the main star in, and a lot of them have retold the origin in different ways. They've added their spins on it, their twists on it. You've got the Ultimate Universe and all of that. But
yeah, because I think he's either 14 or 15 when he got bit. One or two. Because I remember in Secret Wars, when he revealed his identity to the world, he said it. He was like, ever since I was yada yada years old, he said like it was either 14 or 15. He said, I've been Spider-Man. And he pulls his mask off and reveals to the world that he's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what you're saying. Like in some of them, and then some of them, you're right. He's a senior in high school. I don't know. It's just it depends on which one, which one you're talking about. Because you got Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man,
Right.
Superior Spider-Man. You got, you got a bunch of different.
There's a ton of them.
Spider-Man. Yeah, sort of like with Superman. Like Man of Steel. People don't realize Man of Steel was based on the Man of Steel comic. Like it was literally based on the comic,
Right.
which is set more in reality than the other comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like Action Comics or or just plain Superman. But Man of Steel was literally based in reality. So like he had to pay rent. He grew a beard.
Yeah.
Him and Lois had a thing. So Spider-Man has a deep history, but we just we gotta figure out which one they're going with.
Okay. So Amazing Fantasy 15, right? First appearance of Spider-Man, the 1960s, when he's bit by the spider for the first time in the first iteration. He was 17. He was a senior in high school. It was the homecoming. But yeah, he was 17. But a lot of people in light of Homecoming, a lot of people are saying that Peter was always 15 when he gained his powers. But in the very first iteration, he was actually 17.
Right, because remember, he was older, man. Yeah, they want a senior. Matter of fact, I think they want a senior class trip. If you watch like Spider-Man 66, I think I was watching it, and they said he was on like a senior class trip or something, and that's when he got bit by the spider. And but
This Peter Parker is more clearly 17 years old in the original 60s comic from Amazing Fantasy 15 to the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 30. In the light of Homecoming, I've noticed a lot of people saying that Peter was always 15 when he gained his powers, like he is in the first Spider-Man Tom Holland movie. But these people, simply put, have never picked up a comic book. Here's every factor as to no matter what current writers have retconned it, which I'm thinking that's also what might be going on here. Peter was originally portrayed as being no older or younger than 17 years old in Earth 616. From Amazing Fantasy 15 to Spider-Man issue 30, no birthday is ever shown. Database repairs, Amazing Fantasy, saying that people panels. Okay, in the first annual, Peters says it's only been months ago since Uncle Ben died, and this annual issue happens after issue 16. This wouldn't mean much of anything. Brings me to my next point. In issue 28, along with the rest of his class, graduates from high school. He also gets a college scholarship. An entire class of 15 or 16-year-olds don't graduate and go to college. That's how you can tell he wasn't 15 then, but he's 15, which is crazy because Tom Holland, dude's in his mid-20s, but he's playing 15, which is that's crazy. That's good acting. But yeah, he definitely got a baby face.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, because he's definitely like the Harry Potter kids.
Right.
You know,
like
by the time, when they got to the 8th movie, they were all 30.
Right.
At least 30. All of them.
So 100%. Well, I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be a big movie though. But I can't wait. We'll definitely be checking it out. Friday, I'm not going Thursday. I got too much stuff going on. But Friday night, we'll definitely be in the theater watching that movie. What are you gonna do? You going to the theater? Or are you still quarantining from that, or what?
I don't know, man. I might go to the theater and check it out.
You might as well. Listen, every time I've been to the movies, and I've been a few times since the pandemic, they're very clean. They're very there's wipes and everything at every entrance of every theater door and all of that. Sanitizer everywhere. Everyone's wearing masks. It's not super. Now this movie though, it's gonna be crowded. So if you're,
I know it is. I can't wait. I was thinking. I know I'm not gonna go on opening night. I already know that I'm not going to open. But I'll probably go that weekend if it's not too crowded. But if I can spin it up and get a good copy,
right?
Man, listen, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But I doubt it. I'm not even gonna get my hopes up high for that. I'm just gonna plan to go to the movies and see it. Same thing with the Matrix. I'm just gonna go to the movies and check them out. And Sing too. I gotta see Sing. I gotta see Sing too as well.
What is it?
Sing.
Sing?
Yeah, Sing.
What's that?
The Disney movie Sing. You never saw Sing? You got Disney Plus. Check out Sing. When you get a chance, check out Sing. You get a chance.
Is it a CGI movie? Like a cartoon?
Yeah. It's a Disney joint.
Okay, I think I've heard of it. Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, you get a chance, check out Sing, man. You can't go wrong with Sing.
I mean, I'm not a musical guy though. It's a musical, right? It's called Sing.
Yeah, well, all Disney cartoons are musicals, but
for the most sometimes, but some of them are a little more musically than others.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm not a musical guy, but I'll check it out. If Stu Dog is recommending it, I will definitely give it a shot. Give it a fair shake. 100%.
Hey man, listen, Sing was good. Sing 2, I can't wait.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I can't wait. I want to see Sing 2.
I'll check it out. You been watching Hawkeye at all yet?
Yes, yes, sir. And I was reading an article the other day where they talked about his strongest trick arrows. Cause like Green Arrow, I read a comic annual by Green Arrow. I think it was like a couple months back, and he was on a mission where he ran out of arrows and he had one arrow left. And
Right.
you know how in the back in the day they had the boxing glove on the arrow. Well, he had this
Right.
contraption. It wasn't a boxing glove, but if it was just shaped a certain way. If it hit you, it really gave you a wallop.
Right.
And so he goes to pull out his last arrow, and that's all he had. So he runs the whole gauntlet of the comic book with just that one arrow. And the good thing about it is every time he hits you with it, if it wherever it hits you, it comes back to him he hits it on a certain angle to where it flies back at him, and then he
Is
catches it and he uses it again.
that the boxing glove
So
one?
yeah, but they didn't use a boxing glove. They used it had like this big red metal piece on it, and it was shaped kind of weird in the front. But
Right.
it would, literally if it hit you, it was like whack you in the jaw. But Hawkeye, they ranked his 10 arrows. They say as a rocket arrow that actually let him take flight. He had a sonic arrow, an acid arrow,
Yeah.
ice and freeze arrow.
You got an arrow
which
for
we haven't
everything.
seen yet. Yeah, his shock arrow.
Shout out Hood Rat Comics in the building. What's good, bro?
He has the Pym particle arrow.
I'd love to get Hood Rat on this show with us, man. Definitely, and do a collab. He's got a great YouTube channel. Check his YouTube out. But
Now
yeah,
here's
bro,
the most interesting one. And hopefully we'll get to see this in the show. He has an antimanium vibranium tipped arrow that can shoot through
adamantium
almost
and
anything.
vibranium.
Yes, that can shoot through almost anything.
Wow.
He has an EMP arrow. And then he has an arrow where he just put Ant-Man on the front. And that just makes it powerful. And then he has the explosive tip arrow.
Man, yeah, he's like Green Arrow with that. Is Green Arrow do that? I see. I'm not a DC guy. Does Green Arrow have every kind of arrow too, like Hawkeye does?
Yeah. If you
Or
go
is he
back
just
into
good at
the
hitting stuff with arrows?
both. He's both.
Okay, so he's
If
Hawkeye.
you go back into like the early years, he had a lot of trick arrows, man. But they were like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He had like bolo arrows.
Right.
They had one with a boxing glove on the front. That was like his most famous
That's
arrow.
so funny.
He would shoot that, knock you out.
Right.
He had exploding arrows, smoke arrows. Anything you could think of, man. He had it. If it could get him out of a situation, they invented it, and he had it.
Right.
He had dynamite arrows. It just went on and on.
That's what's up.
He had credit card arrows. We could shoot the arrow into a credit card machine.
Come on.
Just all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. An arrow that starts your car. All kind of stuff.
Wow, come on. You got an arrow
Yeah.
that take your girlfriend out on a date with you.
All of that, man.
All that. Got a cell
take
phone
good.
on the end of one. Zero the Hedgehog, salute.
Hero, what's up?
And Key Vision trailer out today. Yeah, we just watched the trailer, brother. We just or sister. We just watched the trailer, so catch that on the replay, upon the replay.
Yes. What about the Matrix? Are you excited for the Matrix?
Can't wait. That's gonna be the weekend after Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Sing and Spider-Man comes out the same day, but they're both Disney movies. So
Right.
I guess that doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I would not want to come out the same day as Spider-Man.
No?
No, I mean, think about it. It's gonna dwarf anything else, I wouldn't even want to come out the week after. That's still gonna be a big Spider-Man weekend. But
yeah, I can roll with that. I can definitely roll with that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the movie, man. Hopefully,
I can't wait.
Because remember at the end of the Spider-Man 3, Sandman remember because I've seen Sandman's in it. But I don't know. Spider-Man 3 just left a bad taste in my mouth, right? It really did.
Bro, that was horrible.
Sandman just floated away in the air. It was just bad.
The way they did the villains were horrible. I mean, the black suit was horrible. Like, That's not what the black suit looks like, man. There's a reason it looks how it does, you know? There's a reason that it looked the way it does.
Right.
And, what they came up with, it was just like, it was like they put a tint on the suit he already had and just turned it gray or whatever. But that's not the black suit. The black suit was an actual entity. That's why it was a solid black color, because it was a blob,
Right.
that
It
was
wasn't right.
crawling
It was a
over him.
blob. Right.
Yeah,
It was a symbiote.
right,
Yeah. It was Venom. It was Venom. It's
right.
just,
It was Venom.
you know.
But
So,
what?
hey guys, what's the shit? What T-shirt does Reno was wearing with his full screen? They want to show. They want to see his shirt full screen.
That's Iron
That's
Man
dope.
number 100.
That's
Check
dope.
it out. Check it out. Boom.
Now, did that come with the comic?
No. Nah. This is an old ass comic. This comic is from 1977. No, it was funny because I saw this shirt on the website and I was like, yo, I have that comic. Yo, I gotta get it. What is this? What are we looking at? This is a print?
This is an Alex Ross original.
Beautiful.
Boom.
Wow.
Look at that number. Look at that
14
number.
of 100.
Yes, sir. Only 100 made.
Only 100 made, y'all. And now, and that's a print. That's dope. You got that from Wade's Comic Madness?
Unfortunately, yes. And Wade's Comic Madness will
why is that unfortunate?
Well, because Wade has everything and everybody else has nothing. That's why. So, no one else can get any money as long as Wade is in business. And we're gonna keep it that way because we really like Wade's comics. No, I'm just kidding. No, I actually got it from Alex Ross. I went to his website. I'm on his Twitter feed. They were showing he was having a sale. So I just clicked on it. Went on there and it's some dope artwork on there, man. Some of it I wish I could afford. Like it was
right.
Listen, there was one on there with it was the Justice League. It was like $4,000. I was like, man, I wish if I had $4,000 to blow, I would blow it on that. It was definitely good.
Yeah, I've been on some like John Jang, some of these artist websites, man. They've got some stuff that is mind blowing, but expensive as hell. Like it's not, it ain't cheap.
No, it ain't for the faint of heart. Yeah, it ain't for the faint. It ain't for light and the light pockets.
Right.
You got light pockets.
Right.
It ain't for light pockets.
Yeah,
if you got light pockets, don't do it.
100%.
Don't do it.
Now, shout out to my man Multiverse Comic Parade. What he's talking about, where he actually, makes the t-shirts like this. So you can send him whatever image you want, and he will put it on a shirt for you.
Get out.
Yeah.
How do we get in contact with him for that?
Scan it and send it to him, and he'll put it on a shirt.
Oh,
that Wolverine picture, for instance.
Okay.
Send him a picture of that, and he'll put it on the shirt. Oh
yeah, I definitely got to send him a picture of that.
Yeah,
definitely.
So yeah, y'all can check him out at Multiverse Comics Parade on Instagram. Multiverse, go throw your Instagram handle up there in the chat for people. But yeah, man, it's comics, man. They live in the real world, like we wear t-shirts, we talk about them, like it's really going on. Even though comic books are meant to be a source of entertainment, they have caused a stir from time to time. Occasionally the writers will produce a story that irks longtime readers, creates a storm on social media, or gets mentioned on the news. But every once in a while, there's a comic that proves so controversial. The creative team behind it are forced to make changes. Um,
Is it
like
true?
altering a plot line may sound drastic, but sometimes it's the right move. And if a story has like eerie similarities with a recent tragedy or a political incident, it's sensible to kind of remove certain elements just out of having being in good taste and whatnot. And there's other times where a storyline can be told the way it's intended because it violates the rules of censorship. Um, can't be told in the way it's intended. But every once in a while, readers have such uh issue with a specific plot or character, they've threatened the publishing company with like violence or a lawsuit. And in situations like this, the publisher has no choice but to reverse or pull the plug on the entire story. Um, like for example, I've got 8 times where real life events forced comic books to change their stories. Starting number 8 is the creation of the CCA derailed Mystique and Destiny in X-Men number 141, 1981. In 1978, the X-Men clashed with the shape-shifting mutant Mystique, who went on to become among their most recurring enemies. The metamorphosing menace became more dangerous when she allied with a precog called Destiny. But because Mystique spoke to her telepathic ally in an affectionate manner, some readers were under the impression that the pair weren't just partners in crime, they were lovers. According to Mystique's co-creator, Chris Claremont, that was always the intent. Not only that Mystique and Destiny were supposed to be biological parents of the X-Men's Nightcrawler, but Mystique was meant to use her shape-shifting powers to turn into a man and impregnate Destiny, who would bear their child, Nightcrawler. Sadly, this idea was abandoned because of the Comics Code Authority at the time. Since the association's inception, it's cracked down on any material in comics that was regarded as inappropriate. And the CCA was so unfairly stringent, it banned works like weird and werewolf from comics words. Like banning the word werewolf is weird. And then they banned the word
Why?
weird. Who knows, man? The Comics Code Authority did some weird shit. Since the company was against comics depicting same-sex relationships, portraying Mystique and Destiny as a couple was out of the question. Although the two supervillainesses' relationship was acknowledged after the Comics Code Authority became defunct decades later, the idea was that Mystique was Nightcrawler's father, though, was scrapped. But I think that would have been still pretty cool.
I don't know, man. It wouldn't have made sense, man. I'm glad he did.
I don't know how they were making it make sense. Now that is a question. Maybe it didn't make sense, but maybe it did. Maybe it was some time traveling stuff going on. Who knows? Destiny is Grandma Mystique and Grandpa and Mom
and Dad, right? Yeah, like how does that even work? I mean,
yeah,
I think
turns into, because it's Mystique, she could turn into a man,
right,
with full reproductive organs. I guess I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Right, I just thought it was just on the surface.
Yeah, like, apparently, no, it's not. Apparently, she can use their powers and all of that. But I didn't know that. I didn't think so. Maybe not.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Yeah, I'm blown away right now.
Yeah, that's great. And that's just number 8. Number 7, musician forced Marvel to change the cover of Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme number 15 in 1990. Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme number 15, our hero allies with Clea, Morbius, and Minotaur, don't ask, to stop his brother, who has turned into a vampire. At a glance, there's nothing out of the ordinary with this story, at least by Doctor Strange standards. However, this issue got Marvel into a bit of hot water since, it used an image of a musician, Amy Grant, for the cover to represent Stephen Strange's lover, Morgana Blessing. Remember Amy Grant? Because Marvel could have used anybody on the planet as a model for Morgana, it wasn't a good idea to use the likeness of a famous musician without her permission. Like, you could have literally used any model, anybody, but but that wasn't the only problem, actually. Since Grant was deeply religious, she found it very disrespectful that her face was used to sell a comic that revolved around black magic and demons. Even though her attorney failed to get, the comic banned, Marvel was forced to pay Grant an out-of-court settlement for misusing her likeness on their merchandise. The comic was republished the following year, and the cover was redesigned so Amy Grant's face was entirely absent. But if you have that cover with Amy Grant's face, I'm betting it's worth a
It's
nice
worth.
chunk. You know
What
what I
number
mean?
was that?
Yeah, that was number 15.
Doctor Strange number 15.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Yeah, that would be, and that was what, 1990.
Yeah, Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, 1990.
Yeah, that's probably got it. I mean,
Doctor
what if we can
Strange,
get it? What if
Sorcerer
we can get it for
Supreme,
like
number
30
50.
bucks?
It's $30?
I wish it was. Let me see.
Oh,
If it is, that'd be great.
I
I
mean,
mean,
but yeah, if it is what it is, yeah, fully functional. I remember that too. Yeah, no, Mystique, bro, is mad cool. She's mad powerful. I remember that whole thing too.
it's going. Yeah, you can get it for four. I'm looking on eBay. There's a $4.24 right here.
With Amy Grant on the cover?
Yeah, $10. $6. 23 is the highest I'm looking at right now.
How you know that's Amy Grant?
I mean, it looked like her.
I don't even know what she looks like.
I don't know what she looked like either, but I'm guessing this got to be her.
Well, I do know what she looks like because of this, but yeah, here you go. Is it this one?
Yep, same exact one. Yeah,
Definitely the same face. Could be a different face.
same face, bro. No, same face. $10. Here's one. $24 free shipping.
Well, that's a missed opportunity. I would think that's something that would have definitely been worth some money.
Doctor Strange.
I mean, it's
1990.
literally a comic that they canceled. They had to cancel
recalled by Amy Grant.
Recalled
Covered
by Amy
newsstand. Somebody selling one in mint condition.
for $10.
23.
Wow.
I
I mean,
there's a $10 one. There's a $20 one. Listen, I would go snatch this up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to snatch one.
because apparently it don't mean nothing.
Right? Because nobody knows about it. That's all. But after tonight,
They do know because he wrote it on there, didn't he? He said Amy Grant.
Yeah.
Recalled by Amy Grant.
Yeah, recall Amy Grant cover. Yeah.
They know what it is. Well, who knows, man? I don't know what. Then yeah, to me that would be something I would have thought would definitely be worth.
I would have too. Yeah.
Recalls, errors, like those are worth money. Those are
Yeah.
definitely worth money. Well, number 6, a name was changed because it sounded like a slur in Captain America 333, 341, 1987, 1988. When Steve Rogers stepped down as Captain America, the U.S. government felt crime could get out of hand unless people had a symbol to rally behind. As a result, government operatives urged U.S. Army veteran called John Walker to become a new hero called Super Patriot. After Walker took the country by storm, he was officially designated as the new Captain America, and his best friend, Lamar Hoskins, became his sidekick, Bucky. Because Lamar was the first African American to take the mantle of Marvel's oldest sidekick, head writer Mark Gruenwald thought this was a great milestone for the company. Sadly, the decision completely backfired. Only after Lamar debuted as Bucky did Griswold learn of the word buck was a slur towards African Americans. To make matters worse, Lamar was part of a military squad, Bold Urban Commandos, which could be abbreviated as BUCS, Bucks. On top of that, Lamar was described as being illiterate, amplifying the ignorant stereotype that dark-skinned people are less educated. Not wanting to upset readers, Grunwald changed Lamar Hopkins' codename to Battlestar soon after his illiteracy was never mentioned again.
Wow. And that comic too goes for about $5-6 on eBay.
What, Captain America 334, 341?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
You said 3, yeah, 3, yep. 3, wait a minute. You said
Captain America 334.
334, okay.
To 341. The whole little run right there from 87 to 88.
Yeah, I got the last one. Hang on. Let's see what 334 goes for. Okay, $20 or best offer for 331. I mean 334. Yeah.
Yo, shout out Multiverse Comics Parade. Reno, he said, Reno, I've reached out to Omega 7 creator Alonzo Washington also for an interview. For this show? Man, that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hell
It
yeah,
is.
bro. Bring him on. And you can do this.
Yeah,
If you
man.
want to come on the show too, Multiverse, that'd be cool. That would be cool, man. Yeah, set that up, bro. Set that up for real.
So
yeah, we're working on a bunch of stuff, man.
yeah,
Looking
all the
at
time.
getting what's his name? Candyman up in here. Todd.
That'd be great because I got some Star Trek questions for him.
Right.
Is this the original Candyman?
Yes. Tony Todd.
Okay, I got some.
Oh,
yeah, I got some. Yeah, 2010. I got some serious Star Trek questions for him if he comes.
Yeah.
On.
Damn right.
When he comes on.
When he
now,
comes
wait a minute.
on.
So you mean to tell me they stereotype Bucky, change the cover. I mean, change the story, changed everything. Which I mean, I'm glad they did.
They changed his code name from Bucky to Battlestar.
Okay.
That's it. Because Bucky sounds like Buck, and that's too, offensive. Obviously, but
Bucky is Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah. See, okay, so the way it went, Lamar was the first. So Lamar, he was supposed to take on the mantle of Bucky, I guess, replacing because Super Patriot, right? John Walker took the place of Steve Rogers, Captain America, and then Lamar Hoskins was supposed to take the place of Bucky. So they were going to be the new Cap and Bucky. But yeah, then I think at that point Bucky became Winter Soldier, and so this guy was replacing Bucky as a character because Bucky had become Winter Soldier. But they were still gonna, for some reason, name him Bucky. I don't get that. Bucky's not a sidekick name. It's not a superhero name. It's just the dude's name, right?
Right. It was his last name.
His regular name.
Was
right?
it Bucky Barnes? Right. I think it was Bucky Barnes. Was
Yeah.
his whole name.
Yeah. So that's weird. That's weird because it's not even like a comic book. That's not even like a superhero name.
Yes, he is an activist.
Activist for the people, right? And he's trying to get Tony Todd, but I'm sure he is. They start a White Wolf series. I say they start.
I'm down with that. I'm down with White Wolf series, bro.
Yeah.
So what's the next one?
All right, next we are at number 5. Sorry, the Black Panther Party. Fantastic Four, number 119, 1972. In October 1966, Bobby Seale and Huey Newton formed a Black Power movement called the Black Panther Party. The organization encouraged their members to carry firearms in public to avoid police officers from misusing their power against African Americans. Because the Marvel superhero Black Panther shares the same moniker as Seale's group, many readers assumed he was deliberately named as a reference to the Black Panther Party. But since the King of Wakanda debuted in the comics before the Black Panther Party was founded, there was no question their shared name is, in the words of Stan Lee, a strange coincidence. But by 1970, the party had offices in 68 cities and thousands of members, causing people to associate the term Black Panther more with the political movement than the superhero. To distance themselves from the Black Panther Party, Marvel decided to change T'Challa's superhero name to Black Leopard. However, to avoid having to explain over and over why his name was changed, T'Challa was usually referred to by his real name, T'Challa. But the Black Panther Party's influence declined after the 1970s. Due to COINTELPRO and other shit. But T'Challa took on his former title once more. So yeah, that was I guess a real world change almost, and then maybe change back.
Yeah. Well, Marvel's always had a problem with their minority characters because I guess back then, I don't know. It was stereotypical, man. They did stereotype people, and I
Yeah,
mean, Black Panther. I mean, why couldn't they just call him Panther?
right.
I mean, it could
No,
just
I
been
mean
Panther.
Stanley. Like most Americans, white Americans that were not racist, don't realize when they're being racist, right? Because they're not racist, but they do things and they don't understand. Like Stan Lee was in an interview and he said, yes, but I made Black Panther in a way. He said, I wrote Black Panther in such a way that you wouldn't normally expect a black character to be written. Wakanda had highest technology and woo 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 and how they were so great. Not realizing that statement in itself was was racist. But Angelo Bolanos, what up? What up? Where can I get that article you are reading? This is from whatculture.com. And number 4, we actually did touch on this on DC Day on Saturday. And this one was really cool. And more of a, I think, drastic thing. The atomic bomb. Superman number 38, 1946. In the story Battle of Atoms, Lex Luthor tried for the bajillionth time to take over the world. After Superman foiled his enemy's evil plan, he approached Lex, ready to send him to jail. In a panic, the bald supervillain chucked a combustible pellet at the Man of Steel, which proved to have little effect. After handing Lex over to the authorities, Supes flew off, contented he had saved the day once again. Even though this sounded like a pretty standard story, it was the first Superman comic ever to be censored. You see the ineffective weapon that Lex hurled at his mortal enemy was called an atomic bomb in the comic. But the writers coined that term at random, oblivious that officials of the Manhattan Project were constructing a nuclear weapon with the same name. Despite that, the
Wow.
fact that Lex's weapon had no resemblance to a real atomic bomb in appearance or power, the U.S. Defense Department forced the comic to be delayed. What's worse is that the publishers of DC weren't told why the story was pulled, since the Manhattan Project was so top secret. Only after the U.S. dropped the 2 nuclear weapons on Japan were DC Comics given permission to release the issue. So they had actually, the government had actually, the Defense Department had actually stopped Marvel DC from putting out that comic because I guess they were, the word atomic bomb, that term, the comic company didn't know that the government was using that term, I guess, to name their bomb, and they didn't want that to be leaked. I guess they didn't want that name to come out. It's pretty weird. It seems like they were branding the bomb, right?
Right, right.
Government is branding that bomb, and they
I
didn't
mean,
want.
well, they literally called it what it was. It is an atomic bomb. I mean,
Sure.
they were harnessing the power of the atom, which is something we had never did before.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we didn't even know the atom existed until
Right.
World War II and Einstein and all his work.
Right.
So, yeah, I can see why they did it. Because now you got a lot of comics back then. They based stuff on reality. So somebody read that, they said, "Oh, U.S. is really, where'd they get
Yeah.
that idea?
Yeah.
They must really be developing an atomic bomb."
Yeah. Because and also, man, I left this up. I'm sorry, but yeah, also, to have that reality in comics is something that Marvel didn't really. I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Obviously, okay, so DC was around during the World War II, right? They were there for Hitler and the Nazis and all of that. So you saw things like, the Nazis on comics and Captain America punching Hitler and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Because they were really there for that, and that's dope. But Marvel, didn't come around till I think like Vietnam. And then they
Yeah,
were doing
something
stuff.
like that.
But yeah, but then they were always, putting stuff. Comics have always reflected whatever's
Real
going
life,
on.
whatever's
Yeah,
going on in the world.
in
Yeah,
current
boy.
events in the world, whatever. Yeah, for 100%. Like, all right, so number 3, a bomb threat. Web of Spider-Man number 19 through 21, 1986. Like any fictional series, comics regularly incorporate topical news stories into their plot lines. Basically, is what we're talking about here. But sometimes the practice causes more trouble than it's worth. In 1986, Marvel prepared to write a Spider-Man story revolving around the unrest in Northern Ireland at the time. Since the conflict's origins go back centuries, it's an extremely touchy subject for anyone with ties to his territory. But when Web of Spider-Man number 19 kicked off with a bombing that led to the death of a young girl, it was no surprise that many readers were outraged. Days later, a bomb threat was made on 387 Park Avenue South, where Marvel Comics' office was based, forcing everyone to evacuate an area. Editor Jim Owsley hired writer at the time Len Kaminsky to revise the second half of the story arc so that the bomb was set off by Roxxon employees who were pretending to be the Irish and English agents. Even though Web of Spider-Man was meant to focus more on controversial topics, that the idea was abandoned after this incident, causing the comic line to become a generic Spider-Man series. So, yeah. So basically, Web of Spider-Man was meant to be, it started off as a more of like dealing with, major controversial issues, big hot button topics and things like that. But I guess this incident sort of reverted it back to,
Reverted back, right?
to whatever. Chameleon, his name is Zartan, just like his G.I. Joe counterpart. Changes colors and all. I found out too. I didn't find out. I remembered Zartan, his little vehicle that he rode was called the Chameleon.
The chameleon, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Zartan right there. But yeah, he thinks about that. He just thinks like give me some more crickets, man.
That's his goal.
That's his
As many crickets as I can get.
That's it. Now, number 2, this is a big one. I was there. We were all
Wu-Tang
there.
Clan when they formed the Wu-Tang Clan.
This is called Challenger Plane, Man of Steel, number 1, 1986. So John Byrne is known for 2 things: being an awesome comic book collaborator and predicting tragedies in his storylines. I found this to be the most interesting of this, and it's kind of why I wanted to read this and do this on the show today, because this is just kind of weird. In 1977, he wrote a Spider-Man comic about a blackout in New York the same week that the city had an electricity malfunction. In 1978, he wrote an X-Men issue where Japan was hit by an earthquake months before it actually happened. 3 days after writing a comic where Wonder Woman, aka Princess Diana, dies, the real Princess Diana of Wales died. Another freaky coincidence like this happened while John Byrne was preparing the 1986 Superman reboot series Man of Steel. Months before the comic was published, the Canadian artist had prepped a drawing of Superman flying into the sky to save a NASA space shuttle that was burning. And on the cover, but on 28th of January 1986, NASA's Challenger exploded almost immediately after launch, killing all the passengers on board. And not wanting readers to relive the horrific tragedy, Byrne redrew the vessel that Superman saved as an experimental space plane. Although the vehicle bared no resemblance to the space shuttle, Byrne knew having a more realistic ship would have been in poor taste. So, yeah, man, like this is I mean, they actually show it here. These are the original drawings. That was the shuttle. You can kind of tell it's kind of washed out because of the
yeah, you can see it a little bit.
Yeah, it's the shuttle. That's the underbelly of the shuttle, and there's the flaming. And then they changed it, and they finally colored it to this sort of blimp looking thing. There you go. But yeah, I mean that's crazy. It's not.
I remember watching that live in school.
Wow, Multiverse Comics Craze said he was in 8th grade.
Yeah, I was in
3rd grade, bro. You're old as hell.
I was in grammar school. I wasn't even in junior high yet.
Nah. And Multiverse Comics Craze, you must be like 60, bro.
Yeah. Was I in junior high? I might have been in junior high. I know I was. I know I wasn't. I was. I remember when it happened. I remember the day that it happened. We had like the teachers were all excited because it was the first teacher
Oh yeah.
going into space. It was the
Right.
first African American going into space. And all that whole summer, it was a big thing about it because you had the teacher training for it. Then you had the movie
Mhm.
Space Camp.
Yep.
So it was like a big thing. And we were watching it, and the space shuttle just blew up.
Yeah.
He said I'll be 49 next year. So slow down, Reno, slow down. Um, it literally just blew up, right? And
Yeah.
like I remember the teacher when it did it. The teacher just ran up and turned the TV off. Like she just
Yeah.
turned it off, and
We
like we
were
were all sitting there with our mouths open, like we couldn't believe it.
hell yeah, bro. Well, I lived in Florida at the time, and we was I was in 3rd grade. We actually went outside to watch it because you could see it in the
Oh, that's right.
sky
You're in Florida, right?
in
Yeah, you're in
Florida,
Florida.
right? So we could
Yeah.
actually see it. So the teacher brought
Oh,
us
that's
out
probably
to
dope, man.
watch it, bro. And 3rd grade, little kids. I mean, the whole school was outside, but I remember vividly, bro. We were looking at it, and then we didn't know what happened, just like clouds and shit. You couldn't really tell. It was like pop. We didn't really know as little kids, but she apparently knew because she immediately sort of rounded us all up and just shoved us back into the class.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was crazy.
See, that's crazy because like I said, y'all got to see it. Like like you literally got to see it. We were just watching it on
Yeah,
TV, man. I
yeah,
don't even know how our teachers would have handled that. I just know when we were sitting there and they just all ran up and they were like, everybody back to class.
yeah.
Because we had like a day space. There was like a giant space
Mhm.
in the middle, like where our classrooms were. It was like
Right.
it's like a giant circle and everybody came out. So they just pulled the TV out. We're just sitting out there watching it. All the teachers were excited. Um, when it blew up, we were like, oh man, like this is crazy.
Yeah, this is
So
the challenge that we're talking about because we just read what's good, Lito's Way. Salute. Yeah, we just read a little piece about the Man of Steel #1 in 1986 having to change some of the art in the comic because it was about to be released and the shuttle blew up. And in the comic, it shows Superman saving a flaming shuttlecraft. So they redid it and put like fakey looking spaceship in its place, like a real sci-fi looking thing. So they wouldn't be in poor taste. But that's weird because that same author, John Byrne, also wrote the Spider-Man comic about the blackout in New York right before the blackout in New York. Then he wrote the X-Men issue where Japan got the earthquake right before the earthquake happened. And then like 3 days after he wrote a comic where Wonder Woman, aka Princess Diana, died. Princess died, right? 3 days after he
nah,
wrote
that's
the comic.
crazy,
So
bro.
all this stuff he was like foretelling in a way, Simpsons style. And yeah, man. Wow, so that's the year that I was born. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was in 3rd grade and I'm 32
This is
now.
getting
So
too deep. What's the next step?
yeah.
I
We
mean,
get we
hey,
get deep
listen,
in this show. That's
listen.
what we do.
Yeah, right. We get that's what we're here for to get deep.
What we do.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I
We
said,
ain't no
a
bubblegum
lot of
show.
us, yeah, a lot of us, we're at that age where a lot of us saw it.
Yeah.
That's not like like when you look at something from Vietnam or World War II, we weren't alive for that.
Right.
But when you
No.
get to when you start getting
We
things
got
in the 80s, yeah, we got a lot of us that remembers that. Says damn Lido's way, you are a youngin'.
very young.
But
Yeah.
49 is not old. That's a young man.
49 is not old. I'm
That's a
42.
young man.
Yeah.
It's a young man for the day. I'm 49. Just turned 49.
Right.
You
That's how
know,
old
so
you are. Yep.
I haven't even been 49 for a month. So, it's a young man's game. Young man.
Young man's game.
Yeah, 40's the new 20. 40's the new 20.
40 is the new 20. I've heard that. Yeah. No,
Yeah, 40's the new 20.
yeah, I think it was 30. I thought
It
30
used to
was
be
the new
30.
20. So 40 is the
Used
new
to be
30.
30.
Yeah, it
30's
used
the
to be
new
30.
60. 30's the new
Yeah.
60 now. Yeah,
Yeah.
30's the new
Yeah.
60 and 40's the
Yeah.
new 20. So
60
you in
is the
30s,
new
you
100.
60. Yeah, exactly.
Forget about it.
Exactly. But
No, 100 is the new 60. My bad.
100's the new 60. All
Dude,
right.
there was this lady on all right, sorry, let me get to the number one, the number
All
one
right, good.
comment, the number one change, the Watergate scandal, Captain America number 175 from 1974. So during the 1970s, Captain America faced off against the Secret Empire, a cabal who overthrew the government. You after using mutants to channel their doomsday weapon. And then when Cap unmasked the organization's leader, number one, he learned the secret empire was run by a government agent. Steve Rogers was also disillusioned that the high-ranking figure would take over his own country, and he quit being Captain America. Even though it was astonishing to watch the star-spangled superhero hang up the tights, the story was supposed to be far more shocking. Originally, number one was meant to be none other than President Nixon. But since Nixon had resigned from the presidency 1 month prior, Steve Englehart thought this big reveal would be inappropriate. As a result, he rewrote the story's climax to the Secret Empire's leader was the anonymous agent whose face is never shown. Despite this change, many readers still speculated that this comic was an allegory to Watergate. To reassure fans that this wasn't the case, Englehart wrote in the letters section that his plotline began development 1 year earlier, meaning that any similarities to the story's real-life events were coincidental. So, I don't know why that was number one. That was kind of lackluster.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
I
can't. Yeah, I can't get the. Yeah, I can't get with that one. It'd be like,
yeah, the Challenger should have been number one, or maybe
that.
the
That
Atom Bomb.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we know the
It should have
person
been
who
Atom
wrote it.
Bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, we know the person who wrote it had to be a millennial. Yeah, nothing against millennials, but
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, that was big for us.
That was huge.
Like,
Yeah.
that was huge for us, man, to see that. Like I said, that whole summer it was just space. You had the first teacher in space, first African American in space. They set up like a landmark crew in that shuttle. You had Space Camp, the movie, all kind. Bro, it was.
I remember that movie too, Space Camp.
Yeah, I mean, people went crazy over that, man. Like,
Yeah.
it was like it was a good summer. It was a good year. And
I have
we ended,
very little memory of that.
The whole thing of how it
The
happened.
whole thing. I mean, I have the memory of going outside, seeing it, and being rushed back into class. But again, I was in 3rd grade, so I've got choppy memories of that time. I was a little kid.
Like, you got choppy memories of that?
Choppy memories.
I mean, listen, I just was, like I said, for me, I remember being in school. I remember them sending us back to class. I remember turning the TV off. I remember the teacher's face when it happened. Like, they were in shock. Like, they were like, one of my teachers was crying. They cried. It was bad, bro. It was.
Yeah, it was rough. Like, it was, especially because it was the teacher, the first teacher, and that was it was a very tragic story. I mean, that was sad. Like, I don't want to get too down.
Right.
But yeah, it was sad because she was this just innocent person. She was this teacher. She was all excited. I mean, that's just really fucked up. Like,
it really is. I was reading, and I was reading an article too talking about the. Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, out of all the shuttles that went up with just astronauts, the one where they were taking passengers is the one that explodes.
Right, where they took the most civilians, everything. Yeah. I was reading an article too. They're talking about they're talking about the best comics of 2021. Since we're about to go to 2022. And some of the picks were interesting. Cyclopedia Exotica. Some of them I never heard of either. Like that one. I couldn't tell you. I didn't even see this comic, but they're saying it was one of the best. Monsters was another one.
You have a picture?
Yeah, hang on, I'll send you a link. The Good Asian. Couldn't even tell you where I could have found it at. We got. Yes, we are. Rorschach and Strange Adventures. Now, one that I do agree with is Far Sector. Far Sector is a very good comic. That is the first iteration of a African American female Green Lantern. If you got to read it. The Eternals Volume 1. Indie comic run. The Tunnels. Brink. And that was it that they gave. Brink was the last one. Brink book 4. Never heard of these comics.
No,
Don't know
I've heard of
how.
a couple of them, but yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, some of them I heard. Yeah, just all of them. I don't know. Shout out to the chat. Tell us your favorite comic of 2021.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Best
Because
comic you read all year.
I don't. Yeah,
I mean, we had a lot of.
I couldn't have put those. That wouldn't have been my list.
No. Far Sector would have probably been the only one. And Rorschach and Strange Tales, they probably would have made my list. Because I did read those. And,
The only one I've read any of is Far Sector, but that was really good.
The Far Sector is. I bought all five. I bought all five covers for the first issue.
Nice.
I just thought they were all dope.
Yeah, I mean, but like, we only find them when they're dead. Last Ronin, shout out Cooks in the building.
Okay,
What's good,
Cooks.
Cooks? You can come on if you want to. I sent you the link if you feel like it. I don't know how you.
Yeah,
feel
Last Ronin was good, bro.
Last Ronin,
Last Ronin was good. Last Ronin was great.
Man,
Bro,
that's
Last Ronin
definitely
was
up there.
great.
That's definitely up there. Definitely up
Yeah, it was
there.
definitely. Yeah, that's definitely up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I'd have to say Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad and the new Green Lantern run are up there too for me.
For sure.
Especially Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is really good.
Yeah, and I'm digging the Wolverine and the X-Men. Out of this world. X-Men Legends was dope. It's a lot of good stuff. X-Force was real good.
Yeah, X-Force was good.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Cable, the new Cable when he we get Old Man Cable back, actual Cable. Yeah, man, it's a few good ones. I mean, I could think of a lot that I would have put on that list. Nocterra was very good. Shout out Cooks for that one too. Nocterra was phenomenal.
Yeah, Nocterra was good.
Yeah. Snake Eyes Dead Game was cool. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
Mostly
Star
indies.
Wars. I was gonna say Star Wars. Vader. Darth Vader is really good.
Vader's always been good. Yeah, Vader's been good.
Great.
Vader's been good since day one. It's been good since day one, bro. And I mean good. Like it's really plugged in a lot of plot holes in the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah.
And it's just
very good book. Definitely recommend Vader. War of the Bounty Hunters is dope. Anything Star Wars that's not High Republic has been great. High Republic, I'm not a fan of, but the other stuff, not at all.
So what's your take on, since you're not a fan of High Republic, what's your take on the new Star Wars video game coming out?
I was excited at first when I thought it was the Star Wars open world game we've all been waiting for. But when I found out that it was more of a Detroit human whatever type game, I got a little less excited. When I found out it was the High Republic era, I almost have no anticipation. I probably won't even play it.
Wow, bro, that's powerful, man. That's
powerful.
You're serious. You're a serious fan. You're a serious fan.
Yeah, I'm a serious hardcore.
Well, I don't think we're ever gonna get an overworld Star Wars game. I really just don't.
Oh, we will.
The only good thing we do have looking forward into the Star Wars universe video game wise is that EA will no longer be the sole creator of Star Wars franchise games.
That's a beautiful thing.
They've had it.
It's a good thing because Battlefield and all of that is. We needed action game like the Fallen Order. Fallen Order was a great game. So EA did their thing with that. But I'm definitely ready for somebody else to take the reins. Shout out Defective Chimp. Happy holidays, brother.
Yeah, happy holidays, Defective Chimp. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people had complaints about EA, and they didn't like the way EA got down business-wise behind the scenes. Yeah. EA also made a statement that nobody wants to play single-player games anymore. And everybody was in an uproar about that because they were like, they were like, that's not true. And they started bringing up all these great single-player games that sold over 1 million copies.
Right.
And so they were like, well, if nobody wants to play them, why did God of War sell out?
Right.
Why did God of War sell as many games as it did if nobody wants to play single-player games?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like there's
Assassin's Creed, yeah, plenty. EA basically had the franchise and sat on it. And the smartest thing I ever seen Disney do was they just said, look, from now on, anybody wants to create a game, whatever you as long as we give it the green light, it's something decent. You know, and
Angelo, we
yeah,
already had that. It's called Battlefront.
we need a Fortnite type of
Type
game for
game for
Star
Star Wars.
Wars.
It's Battlefront. That's a Fortnite. It's a battle royale. It's a shoot 'em up. It's a what do you call it? A first person shoot. But Fortnite is cool because it's not a first person shooter. It's third person, which I love. I hate not seeing my character that I'm playing. I hate just seeing what they see. Um, but Fortnite's a little bit cartoony, whereas Battlefront's a little bit more realistic-y looking. I mean, it's still Star Wars, but yeah, I
Right.
mean that's they kind of done it. What we really need, what we really need. He says, "Wow, I'm way behind. You don't know Battlefront? Oh, brother, yeah, you got to check out Star Wars Battlefront if you're into
We'll
that."
send you a link. Yeah, we'll send you a link on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, what we really need, what we've been dying for, what Star Wars fans have been wanting since the inception of video games and Star Wars is a RPG open
Grand
world.
Theft
Look,
Auto type
open world.
Star Wars game.
Open
Yeah.
world. Yeah. Now we had Knights of the Old Republic, right? Knights of the Old Republic 2, the fifth joint. That's one of my favorite video games of all time. Is Knights of the Old Republic 2. One of my top 5 video games of all time. They're gonna remake part 1. That's coming up. That's phenomenal. We looked at the kind of teaser for that. Not gonna call it a trailer. That's gonna be dope. And that's what I'm just really waiting on. But we really need Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yeah, we had that on PC. Oh, he doesn't play video games. Gotcha. Now, yeah, Star Wars: The Old
Yeah,
Republic.
we did have that on PC. That's true.
Right. That I mean, and that's an online multiplayer, MMOWTC 123, whatever the fuck.
WWMMR.
Yeah,
This is MMRO. MMROPG.
MMORPG. Right. Many million motherfuckers online playing an RPG. But that's yeah, I mean, okay, so and then that version is different than the Knights of the Old Republic. Like Xbox and the one player RPGs. So but now we need open world Star Wars somewhere we can just I mean in the vein of
do you want open world like Grand Theft Auto?
No.
Or do you want open world like I say
Like
Watch
Mass
Dogs?
Effect. Like
Okay.
Watch Dogs. Like how Mass Effect, how you go to your ship. This would be a great dynamic. You go to your ship, and they did it in Jedi, sort of a little bit Fallen Order. But yeah, you can go to your ship, you pick what planet you want to fly to, you fly to that planet, right? Then you hop out and you're either at a port or whatever. You go around, you do what you do, you do whatever you want to do on that planet. A la Destiny, right? A little bit of like Destiny too. That would be great. Like a Destiny type Star Wars game would be crazy. Mass Effects crazy. But not necessarily not Grand Theft Auto, not just run around and beat people up and steal cars. No. More story driven. But open world. RPG. You know, like have leveling up, have different powers that you learn. You could either go to the dark side or the light side. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, it sounds it sounds good, right? I mean, it sounds
that's the game I've been waiting for, man. And
it sounds good.
Shout out Big Country. That's what I'm talking about. Coder, but open world. You know?
Yeah, because a lot of people, Big Country liked Knights of the Old Republic. Like that's one of the better games. I mean, even now they won't even do like an HD remake. They just released it on today's hardware, just the way it was back then, and people still bought it. They still love it. They still play it.
Yeah. Well, now they're remaking it. You saw that trailer?
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we showed that. We showed that on this channel. Yeah, that's I can't wait for that. Like I literally jumped up and yelled when I saw that shit on the E3.
So what do you think? What do you think our future is for Mandalorian? Because we know we got Book of Fett coming January, right?
Nah, well, I thought Book of Boba Fett was later in December. I think it's like the 26th or something. No,
You know, it's the
like the
last week. It's the
17th.
last week of December. It's the last
Yeah,
week of December. You're right.
yeah, yeah,
It's the last week of December. You're right.
yeah. So yeah, I can't wait for Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian tie-in. Grogu. Like I think Mandalorian when it comes out after Book of Boba Fett is gonna be like this is what Grogu and Luke are doing, and this is what Din Djarin is doing, and kind of cut between the two. Like Luke and Grogu, they're
Okay.
training, they're doing it, and then we cut over to what Din Djarin's doing, and back and forth. That would be a dope way to do the next season of Mandalorian.
Oh, Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but they're
listen,
separating.
I like Mandalorian. I thought Mandalorian was the dopest thing I saw from Star Wars in a long time.
Oh,
Besides
hands
Rogue
down,
One. Besides Rogue
hands
One.
down.
And a lot of people ragged on Solo. I thought
Yeah,
Solo
I
was
didn't
good.
like Solo. No,
You
you
didn't like
did.
Solo? I thought it was good, bro. I thought it was good. The Clip
Yeah, that's
Star
kind
Wars
of what we
video
took.
game
The
show
Clip
was
Star
dope.
Wars
Yeah.
video game trailer looks great, but it's just a trailer. That's not at all. I mean, that doesn't tell you anything what the game's going to be like. There's no gameplay there. It's just a cinematic trailer of CGI, which of course that looks great. But
We'll get
yeah,
a trailer. We'll get some gameplay footage around, I'll say between March and June. Because you got a couple video game expos coming up. I
yeah.
mean, you got the one in Europe. You got Penny Arcade Expo. You got E3. You
Yeah.
got PAX East, PAX West.
Mhm. Yeah.
All of that's coming up come January. The
It's some
Tokyo
big
Game Show. Yeah,
yeah,
Tokyo Game Show's in January.
yeah.
Um, we'll be getting something within those first 6 months of next year. We'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
some gameplay footage.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yes,
Somebody said,
CGI trailers always look good. Mandalorian had that old classic, old West classic Star Wars feel. Right.
yes, it did. Right. That's what we love about it.
Yes. And Book of Boba Fett is going to have a more of like a Godfather type of a vibe to it. It's where Mandalorian was a Sergio Leone spaghetti western, Boba Fett's going to be a Scorsese film, right? Or a Puzo, right? Like a either a Godfather slash Goodfellas type of thing.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's good.
I can't see it not being. It's Boba Fett. It's gangster. It's Tatooine. Like, come on, you can't. Star Wars and gangster has always been intriguing to me. When they used to say, Jabba Hutt, the vile gangster Jabba the Hutt. I used to think, wow, like I never thought of gangsters being in this fantasy sci-fi world.
Right.
But yeah, to think about it, yeah, that was cool that Jabba the Hutt was sort of based on the Godfather in a way because he was this fat big guy that kind of just sat there and barked orders. He wasn't running around shooting people or doing none of that. He was just
No,
like
no, he didn't do none of
this
that.
Godfather type, right? And the
And then you
original
got
Boba Fett was a man.
it's a man. Yeah. 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 And they CGI'd over him in the new remakes for the Star Wars films. Which a lot of people didn't like, and they gave death threats to George Lucas for that. Reno. Oh, Reno is frozen on screen. All right. Well, shout out to the chat. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Give us your favorite Star Wars movie. And do you like the remakes or the originals? Are they your favorites, or do you like them? Or you the guy that wanted to give out death threats to George Lucas for this, for just having remade him and did what he did. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people just said, "Look, you know, leave Star Wars alone. Leave it the way it is." I mean, if you think Star Wars should have been the way it was, let us know in the chat what you think. All right. And moving right along here. I recently read an article. I don't know how many of you guys watch Supergirl. Um, the the series that comes on. It's I don't know. It's a wild ride, man. I was liking it at first. I loved it. And then it just I don't know. It went left. It went, CW. Um, I give them big props and big shout outs because they literally created something that was just good. I mean, you had Supergirl, Legends, Black Lightning, like all of them were good, and I don't know, they just went left. Batgirl seems to be a failure. Um, I mean, people like the recast and they're liking the new stuff now, but I really just am not really feeling Supergirl. But I was reading an article lately. They were talking about Supergirl's best fight scenes. Um, I can't say there were many. I mean, there were some good moments. Season 1, season 2 was good. Season 3 was even good, but beyond that, it just got crazy, man. It just got real buckled, and I just don't know. I couldn't tell you. Well, anyway, that's our show for today. We thank you all for coming out. Tune in Wednesday night, 6:30, and Saturday at 6:30 for the DC Power Hour, and Wednesday for Indie Comic Book Review. We're gonna have a special guest. I know we're having a guest on. I don't know exactly who it's gonna be. I have to ask Reno all of that. He'll fill us in, but if he's having technical difficulties right now, but we're gonna sign off. We thank you all for coming out, and good night.
Oh my god. What's up, everybody, man? Yo, my bad. Yo, we had a technical failure. Technical we had a little technical jolt. Yeah, man, my bad. I don't know if anybody. Yeah, okay. Wow, everybody's still here. That's what's up.
What happened, bro? What happened? What's going on?
Like what do you call it? All the power just went out. The whole house just went out and
Oh,
went
you're
back
right.
on. Just like
Oh,
a weird glitch. Yeah. So yeah, the breakers are good. Everyone's back. Yeah, we're back. We're good. Yeah, it was weird. Like everything, the whole house just went. Never happened
Anybody got
before.
superpowers? Did anybody get superpowers?
No, I don't think anyone got imbued with any powers, but that remains to be seen.
Just checking,
Let's
bro. Just
see.
checking.
Let's see.
I mean, this
No,
could
we'll
have
see
been
what happens.
this could have been a pivotal moment in
This could be an
history,
event.
man.
It could be,
Yeah,
man. We don't know.
yeah.
Let's see what happens. But yeah, if that happens again, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what caused it. So again, apologies. Thank you for hanging out. If you did hang out, a lot of people are saying goodbye. Did you tell everybody goodbye?
Yeah. I didn't know what was going on, what we were doing.
Yeah.
So I just
That's
signed
what's up.
off, man. I was like, let's just sign off and just call it
We could do that. No, I was just running back through what everybody was saying. See, back in the day, Boba was second fiddle, not even thought about. Right? No, that's true. Boba was not a big character in the show, and he definitely wasn't
child the same thing. Return
high
of the
rank.
Jedi.
Yeah, he wasn't high ranking. Favorite
Phantom
Star.
Menace.
Now, this is
Wow. Effective chimp. Wow. Ooh.
I wanted to say
Wow.
that. I want to talk because he's told me this before. And I told him, I said, wow, like I've literally never heard anyone say that. That's everyone hands down's worst, most hated Star Wars movie. But he explained to me that he was a little kid, like he grew up on the prequels. And he was at that right age as a little kid, I guess, where he didn't notice that this Anakin kid is the worst actor. I don't know how they found this kid. He's not even an actor. What is he doing? And then that Jar Jar Binks, the whole thing, I guess he was young enough that didn't bother him. And it was
No,
just
I
nostalgia.
get it. Defective chimp, I get it. Because my sons they grew up on those. They loved it. I mean, I
Right.
took them to see all three. We literally went to the movies to see all three movies.
Right.
And they loved them. They thought they were the greatest. They even have the toys, everything. They still
Yeah.
got them to this day.
Yeah.
Some of them are still in the package. I mean, Yeah, he could be right because my boys
For
think
a certain
they're great.
generation, yeah, for a certain generation, that's their Star Wars movies. They had to go back and watch the originals, if they did, so I get it. If you're at the right age, and listen, that's what George Lucas set out to make. So you can't even be mad. He set out to make those movies for kids. Like I think he was trying to be. He wanted to ride the Spielberg train a little bit because Spielberg puts out these big movies, but they're for some reason geared toward little kids in a way. It's like we come of age watching them, and like they're big to us, and that's what George Lucas set out to do, was make Star Wars for kids, and that's what he did. That's what part 1 was. Everyone hated it so bad at the time, adults and fans wise. He actually did things like taking Jar Jar out of the trilogy largely, or just putting him in small little parts, and you know, I still don't I still don't get why he chose the kid he chose to play Anakin.
Nobody does.
That
Nobody
that
does.
was
To
just
this day,
terrible.
to this day, nobody does. Everybody's
And
just baffled by
I
it.
feel bad for the kid too, because it's not his fault. He shouldn't have been
No,
put in that position. He shouldn't have been put in the biggest movie of all time with no acting chops, no skills, no talent, nothing. It's not his fault. But whoever put him in there, shame on you, man. You did that kid dirty, because he actually grew up and like had issues, and people, gave him shit, big time.
nah,
And
you serious, bro?
oh, bro,
Well, Star Wars
he
fans are rough. Yeah, I could.
he
No,
had
I'm
some
gonna
he
take
had
that
some
back.
issues
You're
in
right.
his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna take that back. You're right. Star Wars fans are rough. I mean, when you send death threats to the creator of Star Wars because you didn't like the fact that he came out with CGI upgraded versions of the movie,
Right.
I get it. I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that the newer version, I think he should have just did the CGIs, added those in there, but just left the movie the way it was.
Yeah.
Adding the Jabba scene, I
Yeah.
didn't like.
Yeah.
Um, the
Nothing
trash
he
compactor.
added. Yeah, no big scenes he added were great. Definitely not the alien singing and all of that, was the big close-ups, and she's doing the whole singing thing like she's doing like a Tina Turner thing or something. I don't know. It wasn't good. But like adding
But
in like
Reno,
little
according
creatures
to
running
George
by, that was
Lucas, Reno, in his defense, he said that all of the stuff that he did, it was in the original script. They either just didn't have the budget to do it
yeah,
or the technology to make it look good. And that's
right,
why he did it. He said
right.
that those versions of Star Wars that he put out, upgraded ones, was his original vision. That's how he
That's
wanted
what
it
he
to be.
wanted it to be,
That's
right?
what he wanted. Yeah, that's everything he wanted in there.
That scene that he put in where Han and Jabba are walking in front of the Millennium Falcon, they actually shot that. But when they shot it, I mean, in the old original movie, so that movie, it wasn't they didn't create that scene for the remakes or for the upgrades. That was actually a deleted scene from the original movie, but at that time, Jabba the Hutt was a human man. He wasn't a
Right.
big slug,
He was in a
right? In the
bar. Yeah, he
original
was in a
Jabba the
bar.
Hutt, he
Yeah.
was just a big guy, and so he was in there walking, talking with, Han Solo. That actually happened in the original movie, but Jabba wasn't a slug, so in this movie, they were able to replace the man with the slug and have him go along. But back then, the giant slug Jabba the Hutt, they couldn't make him move around and stuff because everything was live puppets back then and animatronics. They couldn't have him just, slugging around. So in that respect, yeah, like he used the CGI to do what he always had wanted to do. My original Empire Strikes Back is my favorite, and then but my second favorite Star Wars movie behind Empire is Rogue One.
I agree with that. That I agree with mine too.
Phenomenal.
Rogue One was
And
Rogue
then
One was
and my
phenomenal.
third is gonna be definitely Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith. The third of the prequels.
I
That's
like
definitely
Revenge
my
of the
favorite.
Sith too. I would have to say my third favorite one would be, I'd say Star Wars, man. The original Star
The
Wars.
original, yeah.
The original, yeah. Because for me,
Yeah.
it goes Empire. It used to go Empire, Star Wars, and then now it's Empire, Rogue One, Star Wars. Like those are my favorite. Then everything else can trickle in after that. I don't give a damn what order you put it in.
Yeah.
But
For
those are
me,
my
it's
top three Star Wars.
Empire, Rogue One, Revenge of the Sith, and then the rest of them are kind of in different orders. But
You didn't
the
like the
original
Clone
Star
Wars?
Wars, Original Star Wars is great. Clone War Part 2 the prequels, that's my dad's favorite of all the Star Wars movies, but it wasn't my favorite, but I definitely dug it. I loved it. It was great. Um and speaking of the prequels and Obi-Wan Kenobi and his, his other stories, we have the show Obi-Wan, we have the show Kenobi coming out soon. And
I can't wait. I
yeah,
really can't wait.
that's another one that we got that we got coming that I can't wait for. But I did not know this. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is in it. Ice Cube's son. So
I hope so.
in true hip hop and comics fashion, we're gonna talk about Ice Cube's son being in a Star Wars movie. O'Shea Jackson officially joins the Star Wars universe when Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi series debuts in 2022. Jackson's role is a mystery thus far, but he's seen the online fan theories about the show. With the series production wrapped, all there is to do now is wait for the premiere. But that wait is proving difficult for Jackson, who's eager to tell fans what's truly going on with the Star Wars adventure. It's so hard, he said. It's so hard because anything like that I'll read or see on the internet, I just want to be like, you don't even know. You don't even know what's going to go down. And all these guesses are people going down the wrong rabbit hole. It's funny to watch, but as soon as I get the green light, I might do a 2-hour special talking about everything. So that's Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Obi-Wan Kenobi takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So it's between Revenge of the Sith and Force Awakens.
Or Star Wars, or is it Star Wars?
No. Yes. Yeah. Salute to everyone. I'll be watching the Spider-Man movie this Saturday. Damn right. What up, Mango? So yeah. Okay, you're right. It's between Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars, the first movie. So it takes place set in between those times. So basically we get to see Ewan McGregor reprise his role as Old Ben during the years of exile on Tatooine following the Republic's fall. And the series also sees Hayden Christensen returning as Anakin Skywalker after falling to the dark side and transforming into Darth Vader. Recently, Star Wars producer Kathleen Kennedy described an emotional reunion between the two actors. She said,
Wow.
She's not my favorite person, but she said the thing that was most exciting was being on the set and watching the two of them get excited. Kennedy told Empire Magazine they hadn't seen one another in a long time. I was surprised at just how incredibly emotional it was for each of them to find themselves back in these roles, and just how releasing is that what she's saying? Just in realizing how important Star Wars was to each of them. It's a typo. I was at the beginning of their careers. Other confirmed cast members, including Joel Edgerton and Bonnie Peace, and as Owen and Beru Lars, with Jackson, Moses, Ingram, Kumail Nanjiani, Indra Varma, Rupert Friend, Sung Kang, Simone Kessel, Benny Safdie, and Maya Erskine into undisclosed roles. Some believe that we may see Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson in the original in Def Chimp's favorite, Obi-Wan Jedi Master, as a Force ghost in the show.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say he's got to be a ghost, bro.
Though Neeson denies it, the inclusion of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru in the series also has some wondering if young Luke Skywalker will make an appearance.
They could do it.
They could do that.
I mean, we were at work. I was at work a few months back, man, maybe probably about a year ago, and we had a discussion about Obi-Wan when they first started throwing around the idea of an Obi-Wan series. And one of the guys I work with, he brought up a real good point. And anybody in the chat agree or disagree, but he was like, if you think about it, he said Obi-Wan was a badass, and he kicked a lot of ass. He was like, you can say what you want about Luke. He said you can say what you want about any Jedi, Luke, Darth Vader, all. He said Obi-Wan gave out a lot of work.
Yeah,
he killed. And then we started going down the list. I mean, he killed Django. He killed.
He killed Django.
Who killed Django? That was not. He didn't kill Django. That was. Yes, I mean, they got. He didn't kill. Django. Yeah, he didn't kill. He killed. I mean, not Django. I mean, Grievous. General Grievous.
Yeah, you
They
should have
fought
killed Grievous.
Grievous. He knocked Grievous off. He knocked off Darth Vader. I mean, he knocked off a lot of people, man. He pretty much. I mean, he
Wait, he
knocked
didn't kill
off
Darth
Darth
Vader.
Maul.
He
He
didn't kill
killed.
Darth Vader.
Well, I
Darth
mean, he
Vader
didn't
killed
kill him,
him.
but
Darth Vader
he
killed
knocked
him.
him in the. He knocked him in the. He knocked him in the lava, and then that's what made Darth Vader. But when you think about it,
Oh, right. Yeah.
remember, he didn't really. He was fighting. He was holding his own against Darth Vader as an old
You would have
man.
whipped. You're calling him Darth Vader, right? I think of that still as Anakin, but yeah, I was thinking you meant Darth Vader in the later movies. But yes, fighting Anakin, he was definitely. But he even said Anakin was better than me. He said Anakin was a better swordsman than me. He was a better Jedi than me, had more power than me. He was just all around better than me. And he said it was hard for him to hold his own. The only thing that he said, the only reason Anakin beat me, or the only reason I beat Anakin, was because he let his anger make him make a dumb move, which was trying to jump over me when I had the high ground. Remember?
Right.
There's this big
Right.
meme,
I
I
mean,
have
he
the high
told him
ground.
that. Yeah, he
Yeah,
said, "I have the high ground. Don't do it."
What are you gonna do? And he stupidly jumped over him, which he just cut his limbs off, man. He told him, but yeah, that was if it wasn't for his anger overtaking him, making him do that dumb move. Obi-Wan said he was in trouble, but Obi-Wan was a bad motherfucker, no question about it.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was definitely
No
the man.
question about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
General
always
Grievous. General Grievous knocked off quite a few Jedi, man. You see all the lightsabers he had in his jacket. I mean, he knocked off. He knocked
and if
off
you
quite
look
a few of them,
if you look at Grievous's backstory,
which I have tagged and slapped.
yes, he's one of my favorite characters too. Because his backstory, like that whole character is dope. Just the Grievous we see in the movies, meh, just like a big robot. But his backstory, because remember he ripped open his cage or his armor, and he had a beating heart, a literal organic heart. So he was the droid general, but he was actually, he had the heart, organic heart and brain. So he was just a brain and a heart held together by mechanics at that time. But at one point, obviously, he was an organic being. He was like a human. But not human.
I read the story. In it, he kind of did it to himself. He
Mm-hmm.
was force sensitive, and he didn't know what it was.
But he was trying to keep up with Jedi, so he would give himself bionic implants and shit.
Right. It was that, and also he was trying to ward off. Like until he met Dooku, he didn't know he was force sensitive. So he thought, he thought it was something else. So he was, adding more robot parts to his body, to himself, to enhance, his speed and everything. But it's a good story, man. If you read it,
it is.
I actually have the comic tagged and slabbed. Let me see something. Let me see if I can get it for you.
That was funny.
Yeah, he actually, what you call it? Hang on, let me see something. It's a decent story, but the comic, I had never heard of the comic until I don't know what I was doing one day. I was online. I heard it.
Speaking of comics, I got a little package, little mail call today. While you look for that.
But when I read the story, I was real intrigued, man, because they don't tell you a lot about Grievous when you read, period. But here it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, I just bought this actually. I just ordered this. This is dope. Let's see. Yeah, Grievous #1. I just bought this. I'm still waiting for it to be delivered, but yeah, bro, there it is. Slabbed and slabbed.
9.6
and slabbed. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What did I just grab? Oh, I grabbed me another Deadpool. That's cool.
Yes, sir.
That's cool.
I picked this up. I got a double pack when I bought the General Grievous. I know I got this as a bonus, and just for being a good customer.
Right. I always love this issue right here. Oh, let me see this. He gave you that?
Yeah, this was a bonus issue I got for being a good customer.
Oh wow.
That.
That's the Tom King Batman #90?
Yes, sir. And you know it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I just got a whole bunch of red and black comics, man.
Now that one I only bought. This is the third printing of this comic, but I bought it because I actually thought that the cover for that one was doper than the original covers. I like that, man. That's
These
dope.
just came in the mail. Yeah, I like this. This is the Deadpool #1. I already have it, but I don't know. It was such a good deal. It was cheap, but this is a great looking book. I mean, it's got the embossed lettering, the kind of almost cardboard stock, card stock cover, uh, Deadpool embossed, raised up on the cover. Just a really nice looking comic. I just really love the way this comic looks and everything. Just a dope book. So I grabbed it. Why not? This one I had never seen before, but I definitely just collect, all things Wolverine. And this is actually a comic called Snicked. Wolverine Snicked, which snicked is the sound his claws make when they come out. Snicked. Like Spider-Man has thwip. That's his.
Batman has boom and bap. Yeah, Batman
Right.
has boom and bap.
Bap, bow, bash. And then we got the sketch cover to Devil's Reign #1. I like these blank covers, but I like the ones that are like red or
White.
black or different colors.
Okay.
But this is a Chip Zdarsky section. And then this bad boy here is the Scotty Young version.
Super dope.
Scotty
Super
Young
dope.
variant. Hella dope. Love that.
Super dope. Hella dope. Yeah.
That's going in the Scotty Young collection.
Now, speaking of Scotty Youngs, how many do you have now?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to count. It's a lot.
Do you have enough to fill a long box?
It's about half a short box.
Okay, that's not bad. That's actually really good. Now, out of all of them, what's your favorite?
I want to do a Scotty Young video, but this is one of my favorites. The Wolverine. This one is definitely up there. The 2099. Gotta love the Kingpin. But my all-time favorite is definitely in here somewhere. Let's see. Where are you at?
The Fantastic Four?
No. I'm not really a Fantastic Four fan. This is definitely one of them. The Punisher.
Yeah, that's
definitely
dope.
one of my favorite. This is my favorite. Here we go. Cable.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
That's definitely official.
That's my favorite. That's the Cable. And then I love Black Bolt screaming off your boy. And then speaking of Star Wars, got the Vader.
Darth Vader.
That one's great. And
Definitely
I don't know
boss.
why. I love his Silver Surfer. Scotty Young Silver Surfer. This one's worth like $30. That was pretty good. Miles Morales.
Get up. Yeah, Spade just picked up a Miles Morales 29, right? With the sneakers on the front cover. You got it. Yeah, the tag and slab one.
Yes.
Yeah, the tag and slab one. Yeah. Now
Thanos
I was telling him the Holy
This is one
Grail.
of my favorite.
Yeah, that's
stories.
a good one.
Thanos Rising is a great book.
Now I was telling Spade on that the Holy Grail for that comic book series is 23.
Issue 23.
Issue 23.
Why is that?
Well, Michael Jordan is number 23. Was his number?
Oh,
that was number 23 comic. He has on a pair of Air Jordans on the cover, and he's dunking. He's literally the Air Jordan logo on the cover.
Nice.
Moon Knight, I have that one.
Yeah, that's dope. He's what? It's Miles doing the Jordan jump.
Yeah, it's the straight Jordan. It's the straight Jordan logo with him dunking the basketball, and he has on a pair of Air Jordan 23s.
Nice. This one's dope. Wars of Future Past.
Yeah, that's a dope cover. That is.
I got a bunch of these too. All the different Carnage ones. Yeah, there's Carnage.
Yeah, that's hella dope.
I like Professor X, doing the mic drop. Professor X dropping the mic. See, there's his hand.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Dropping the
Scotty
mic.
Young, man. I like his art style, man.
I want to get him on the
different.
show.
I'm on his Twitter feed. I'll hit him up, see what happens.
See that poster on the wall?
That's dope, man. That's hella dope.
Yeah, it's the poster right there on the wall. Yeah, but yeah, I got Scotty on Instagram, and I hit him up. He was on live. He was doing a live show. He was doing an Instagram live. Brought his son out there. He was just chopping it up a little bit, and I tried to ask him if he could do the show, if he would do the show, but he never saw my my message. You know, everybody was on there, you know, trying to talk, get at him and stuff. So I DM'd him, man. So hopefully we'll get Scotty Young, the artist that does all of these.
Black. I have that one. I definitely have that one. I got that one. I have that one with Lando.
Landis.
I don't have that one.
Where is it? Superior Spider-Man. And then this goes with my other. Get off. Got the Daredevil. And then this one I just got. So this is like an homage of this one. You see, instead of Daredevil throwing his baton, it's Elektra throwing her sai. But yeah,
that's dope. That's dope, bro.
That was dope. We got all the Spider-Man right there. I like this.
That is definitely dope.
Spider-Man Noir right there. Pretty dope. We got a Doom and Onslaught. This is a great read too, guys. Dark Ages. Check this comic out. Dark
Ages is great. It's a great comic. It's a great story.
100%.
Yeah, Hulk.
Not a fan of Scotty's Hulk. Yeah, I got a few of his Hulks. I'm not a fan of his Hulk.
Yeah, they do look extra. They look extra cartoony.
Yeah, and kind of like he's just like a big doofus. That one's cool. He did the hair all over the place. And then we got a bunch of these House of X, Powers of X.
I like those. I have that one.
Which is these are my the House of X, Powers of X storyline is definitely what got me back into comics after 20, 30 years of hiatus. This is definitely my favorite of the Hawks Pox Scotties. This is in my top 5 favorite Scotties for sure.
Really?
I love the ones where he does the big, where it's like a big picture of somebody like really big on the cover. Like these.
Yeah, those are dope. That Kingpin is boss. That Cable and that Kingpin. Yeah, those are boss, bro.
I love that shit.
Yeah, those are boss.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, more House of X, Powers of X right here. That's your boy, the devil dude that I don't know if he's related to Nightcrawler or not, actually. Symbiote Spidey. This is a
Symbiote Spidey. Yeah, I don't have that one.
X-Men
I have
Red.
that one. That one I have, yeah.
There's another Hulk.
Yeah, I have that one.
You know, I wouldn't have gotten these, but I just did because I love Immortal Hulk. But I don't just get any Scotty. Like I only like certain ones. You know, I don't just love all Scotties automatically. I mean, there's none of his work do I dislike, but the ones that I'm gonna try to collect are gonna be ones of characters that I love, like X-Men and shit. This is dope.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that's hella dope.
This is an homage to the Venom. There's a Venom one just like this. That's like expensive as hell. I don't have that one.
Is it?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
that's dope.
Wakanda Forever with X-Men, so that's dope. X-Men Wakanda Forever is I don't know, there's a lot of ways they can bring the X-Men in. This is
Well,
dope.
let's just hope they do. And they do some new X-Men movies. Yeah, I have that one. The Rocket joint. I have that.
This is the Nova. Yeah.
Yeah, Nova, that one I don't have, but I would like. Yeah, that one I
Yeah.
don't have.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
that's dope.
I like that one.
Spider-Woman.
That one's ill.
Yeah, that's ill.
Got Doctor Strange, Death of Doctor Strange. Return of Wolverine, Death of Wolverine. We got Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's hot. That's a hot
This is
cover.
one of my favorite too. Because it's a big image. I love this one, the Galactus right there. Yeah, he's got to go up there with my big heads. And this one's great. This is Infinity.
Okay, I like that.
And then that.
That
And
I
this
have.
one I actually just like the way he drew it. Not an Inhumans
Yeah,
fan or a Medusa fan. I just really like how he drew. I just like that
Yeah.
image. Really cool. And then this is another great one. Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's dope.
Well, that's it so far. That's the joint so far. And that about does it, I think. We hit the 2-hour mark, and we appreciate everybody. Shout out to everybody that came and kicked it with us. Multiverse Comics Parade, Cyber PC, Fox in the building, Mango 1979. Shout out Big Country, Lito's Way, Angelo Bolanos, Defective Chimp, Diamond Onyx, Cooks 24. If I'm leaving anybody out, I apologize. Goku Tom, Apist Bin Sinan, Zero the Hedgehog, Key Vision, Hood Rat Comics, my Russian comrade, and we salute you guys, man, and we appreciate you hanging out with us and chopping it up with the crew. So we will see you guys Wednesday. We have a big guest. We got another great guest from ASAP Comics. Shout out to ASAP Comics UK, Anyone World. We got another author of a great new indie book. So for Indie Hip Hop and Comics Wednesday, come and check us out. It's going to be another great interview. We've had a lot of great interviews with that camp recently, so it's sure to be dope. But this is another episode, man, of Hip Hop and Comics. Stu Dog, tell them where to find you.
Instagram.
What's your name?
Infinity Man.
There it is.
With
Infinity
an E.
Man with
With
E.
an
Infinity.
E.
Yes, sir.
With an E. With an E.
All right, everybody. Salute. Peace.
Peace.